Are you a parent in Florida interested in homeschooling? Do you have lots of questions and have no idea where to begin? Well, my name is Kara and I am a Florida certified educator and a homeschooling mom to 4 beautiful daughters. I love helping families make the proper educational choices for their families. I love counseling families on homeschooling and all of their educational opportunities. So lately, I have been seeing so many different opinions and miscommunication out there. So I wanted to take a few minutes to make an intro to Florida homeschooling video to help clarify some of your questions and to be here as a resource for you. I usually always start by recommending for families to research all of the homeschooling laws in Florida first, because it's so important to know all of the laws that apply to you as a homeschooler and what the differences are in education methods here in Florida. So one resource I always recommend is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, which you might have seen as HSLDA. Great resource to begin with. And then also the Florida Parent Educators Association, otherwise known as FPEA, is another great resource to start with. They outline really great information, laws, resources, and helpful articles that get you started with homeschooling in Florida. Next, you will want to choose your homeschooling method. In Florida, we are blessed with several different options to choose from. You could choose a home education program where you would register with your county school board, or you could choose a private umbrella program, or you could register with the Florida Scholarship Program. If you would like additional information about these options, please schedule an educational consultation with me to figure out what is best for your family. Once you have chosen your homeschooling method, then it's really important for you to take time to learn more about how your child learns best. It's really important for you to pay attention to their interests, to watch how they prefer learning, ask them what they want to learn, and think about what you want them to learn. Because if they are fully invested in their education, then it's going to extremely benefit you and your family for the long run. If you are transitioning from a traditional school environment into a homeschool program, then I highly recommend you take time to do what's called de-schooling, which is basically a time of reset to really think about what education is for your family and for your child. If you try to replicate a traditional schooling environment in your home, it's only going to bring about frustration to your home, and we do not want that, right? No, you really have to think outside of the box now, because learning can happen in so many different places and in so many different ways. I'm going to put a link to a really helpful article about de-schooling in the comments section of this video, or in the description of this video. So I really highly recommend, if you are transitioning from a traditional school environment, to please take time to read that article, because I really think it will benefit you. Once you know how your child learns best and what they want to learn, then it's time for you to take a look at different curriculum options or different activities, different materials that you can involve in your homeschooling. So there are literally thousands of curriculum options out there, and it can be a bit overwhelming. But sitting down, knowing your child's learning style and the types of learning that you want to do will really help you streamline your choices, because certain curriculums are going to fit those needs better than others. Regardless of the curriculum or activity options that you choose for your family, it is really important for you to create a learning profile or a learning portfolio for each of your students. So it's important to be able to showcase the learning that they have for many different reasons. but especially if you are a home education student, you will want to have a portfolio reviewed annually to show that your student is learning. So some things that you should keep in mind to keep track of over the year would be to keep a reading log or a media log. So any reading materials that you have your child read, keep a record of those. Any educational shows or podcasts, documentaries, anything like that, keep a record of those in a notebook or on a special log sheet, whatever you choose to do. Also, I highly recommend that you keep a field trip journal. So anytime you go on a field trip, so to a museum or to a theme park or to the aquarium or any learning that's happening outside of your home, then I highly recommend that you keep track of that in a journal. I have created a field trip journal that I will post a link in the description of this video as well. You could use that or you can make your own. Some people like to make a little scrapbook of their adventures over the course of the year. Some people like to keep a digital photo album of their adventures. So it's really up to you and what you prefer. Also recommend for you to keep examples of the workbooks that you use. In the beginning of each of the curriculum workbooks, usually you'll see something called a scope and sequence, and it'll outline all the learning that's happening for your child in that book. So if you keep that and then keep work samples that your student is doing, especially from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, then that way it'll showcase what they're learning and how they're learning it. If you have your child participate in any other classes outside of the home, say for instance, they take an art class or a cooking class or anything like that, and they receive materials from those classes, then take those materials and put them into a little folder as well, because that all counts as learning and you'd like to be able to showcase everything that they are doing. Lastly, something that is really important and that all homeschoolers end up getting questioned about is the socialization for homeschoolers. So I don't know about you, but for anyone who has been homeschooling for any length of time, will know that socializing our children is not a problem at all. We are so involved with activities inside and outside of our home where we get the opportunity any time of day to go spend time with family or friends or to go learn from others. And I just find it so fun and so cool that we get the opportunity and the freedom to do that. So I am also the Director of Education at a homeschool resource center in Marion County, Florida, called Grateful Hearts Educational Resource Center. And there we offer all kinds of clubs and classes and workshops and field trip opportunities. All of us there are highly socialized and have lots of friends to learn with. So if you are in our area, I would highly recommend that you reach out to us to figure out the next time that we are doing our touring for you to learn more about our program. But there are so many different groups and clubs and classes and things that you can take part in all across Florida and even outside of Florida that would be fun to go travel to, where you can learn with others and from others and to just benefit your children in their socialization and their learning overall. So I hope this video was educational for you. I hope it cleared up some of your questions on the next steps that you need to take for learning how to homeschool in Florida. If not, if you still have questions, then please reach out to me. I will post my information in the description of this video, and I would love to set up a time to talk with you personally and to answer all of your questions. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to learning more with you soon. Bye-bye.